Hi, I'm Phyllis from the Doll Corner and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to show you how I'm making a bag to go fabric shopping in. It's just, I like to be able to have it all rolled up in my bag, a handbag, and then bring it out when I make my purchase. So the first piece we need is 20 by 32 inches. 20 inches across this way and 32 inches this way. Now you can make it bigger or smaller, but that's a pretty good size. And then with this material, it's directional, so I cut it in half and sewed it back together so that when I carrying my bag, my dolls will be right side up. If you have a fabric that has no direction to it, then you can cut it all in one piece. And then I need two straps, and they are 35 inches by 4. And I put right sides together, sew a seam down just along a 1/4 inch seam, and then fold it so that the seam is at the back. I turn them right side out, of course, and then put the seam. And then I need 2 of those, so that was 4 by 35 inches. My pockets, if my fabric is real thin like this, I will double it, and I need them 6 by 15 inches. I put a little piece of interfacing at the center mark and fold it over so they're double. And then I will stitch across them here. If my fabric is heavier fabric and I don't need to line them, I will cut a piece, 2 pieces 6 by 8 inches, and then I'll have about 1 inch to turn over and make a seam. So you can make them either way. And then we put 1 on either end, 4 inches down from the top. And I like to have a long ruler so I can line them up, because you want the distance between here and here the same. And then you put the one side there, make sure you don't twist them. And then you want the other one I can't really see if I've got that even or not, but before I sew it down, I would check to make sure they were even. But the measurement, you want 4 inches down from here and here. And this one should come down a little further. And if you have your straps the same size, you want them the same length so that when you hold them together, they're not going to be lopsided. And then you need a piece to go across the bottom here, which is 10 inches by 20 inches across and 10 this way. And I folded it in half so I can line it up with the center mark. But before I put this on, I make sure these are sewn down 1.5 inches from here. I start up here and then sew it on both sides and across the bottom. And I do both sides, and then I put this piece across like this. And I have this piece I turned in 1/4 inch, and I sew it across here. Now you can double sew this if you like. You want to put 2 rows of stitching in here. And that's basically your bag. But then you want to fold it in half. And I'll show you this large one. You want to sew this seam all the way to the bottom. Well, just a second. Turn this side up. You take and sew this side. But before you do, you make sure this bottom piece is sewn on and that it's even. You don't want it staggering, so you want it even. So you put those together and put a pin in so it doesn't, and then sew up this side. And this one, I put a piece of, well, in all of them, I put a piece of stabilizer in where I want along the front of this. So it gives it some body, so it kind of holds its shape better. And then the seam will come down. Now this one, I am not going to put a lining in it, I'm just going to put a hem on it. So I'll turn it in like that. And that, because I want it light enough that I can roll up and put it in my handbag, so that when I go fabric shopping, I can take my bag to gather up my fabric. And then my corners, I'll show you on my lining. This one I'm putting a lining in it, and you make a piece of lining the same size as your main fabric. You sew down the side seam, both of them, and then you fold this and you measure down 1.5 inches and put a mark, and 1.5 inches and put a mark, and then you sew across that mark, that area, just like I did this one. I've sewn across here. Now I'll trim that back. And then I turned in the top edge. I serged it and I turned in the top edge. And I will, when the edges are sewn up on this, I will sew this lining. I'll just top stitch it along here. Now there's another way you can do it. You can leave a hole on the side and turn it right side out through that hole. But I think this is an easy way of doing it. Once you get it all pressed, you can just sew along there. If you want to top stitch it a couple of times along there just for a bit of extra decoration, but that's fine too. And yeah, so you want the wrong sides to be together when you're sewing these together, and that will now, if you wish, you could put a little pocket in the lining as well. And now this is a funny finished bag. I don't know whether you can see that. So my pocket is in here. You can't see it. I made the same color. And with my straps. But when along the edge here, so that it gives you a nice fold in here, I top stitched it all along here, across the bottom and up this side, and did the same on the other. And then I have my pocket here. So if I want to put it in my handbag or my purse, I just fold it up like this. And I can easily carry that if I have a decent sized bag. And then if I get to my fabric store, I'm ready to shop. So if there's any questions, email me and let me know. If and don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment, thumbs up, share. If you know somebody that would like to make a bag and has no pattern, tell them to look my YouTube channel up. And thanks for watching. Bye now.